Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Tyranny with me, Bring It On. So last episode I said I wish you could change your voice, and you can. So if you go here and click on the cog icon on your portrait, you can change a few of the aesthetics like your armor color, your portrait, your banner, as well as your voice. And I've already selected the male noble. That's the one I intended to pick from the get-go, because before I actually created this character, I went through the character creation and played around with it to see where I wanted to take my character. And I had seen the voice options and selected the one that I wanted, but then when I went through and actually made my character, I had completely forgotten about it. So there you have it. Also, I did look here before we left the village. I have not found the iron shipment yet. It says it should be somewhere in the village, so we have to hunt that down before we go back and try and turn it in, because we don't have it. Old man Moi. I've already told you, I'm not leaving my home. The old man slams his fist together for emphasis, glaring at you with a startled brow. Oh, you aren't these purple imbeciles. Sorry, didn't mean to yell. Eyesight isn't what it used to be. Name's Moi. Been here since old King Aachen claimed the valley as part of his own. You're with Kyros, right? He jabs a finger at you with a question. And Kyros brings peace, right? Well, I surrender. Now leave me to my home in privacy. This is a battlefield. By order of Tunon, all civilians must depart on pain of death. Oh, really now? Well, I declare you a motherless pile of fetid beast crap. The old man waves his hand under his back end, wafting the imaginary fumes in your direction. Get out of your sight. Take empty threats with you. I doubt you'd enjoy quartering any Scarlet Chorus if you stayed. The settlement is becoming a garrison. See if I can... The old man pauses, mouth contorting into a frown. A garrison? Thought this was just some little, peeing match. If soldiers are moving in. Moi shakes his head, grumbling a string of half-formed words before looking at you with a pained expression. Last thing I need is a good-for-nothing soldiers demanding room and lodging from one hospitable local. The old man shakes his head. No peace at all. Fine, I'll gather my things. Best be off before the crossing becomes a war camp. What is this? The sturdy door has been locked, but doesn't appear to have been barred on the other side. I'm going to break it down. The lock is old and flimsy, and may be broken with enough force. I'm glad I came back through the village. There's a list on old crumpled paper, while various simple items for crafting and repair are crossed out. Most food items remain. Alright, so there's the iron that we needed. The old man barges in through the door behind you. You motherless whoremonger. He attempts to usher you away from the pointed end of his walking stick. Get out. I found forge-bound iron in one of these barrels. You have a great deal to explain, old man. The man points his walking stick at your face. It's always the young pushing the old. I had no choice in the matter. A strange man appeared here a fortnight ago. They claim to be supporters of the Vendrian Guard, but I've never seen them before. He stamps his foot in a fit. I had no choice. The so-called freedom fighters threatened my life if I didn't comply. Villagers forcing you to help the Vendrian Guard. That sounds suspicious. Have you been listening to a darn thing I've been saying? Or do you have crap for ears? His face twitches as his spittle lands on you. That's exactly what I was saying. I don't want any part of this foolish war. Either way, you knew, and the disfavored will make you pay the price. No, please. They'll execute me for sure. You should have thought of that before being complacent. The old man clutches his head and weeps softly. Sorry, old man. Ignorance is no excuse in the face of the law. We already know this. Okay, so we can sell that. Just put it down here. Thank you. I mean, I don't feel great about it, but I felt like that was the lawful choice. I was going to leave him be, but then he Turns out he was working with the enemy, or at least knew the enemy had stores here and didn't report it to the proper authorities. Then there's someone over here, Melita. Good day to you. Okay. Also, I discovered this neat little trick. So if you click on the map... Where's it at? There's an icon here. To the left of the map, you can click on to take you to the closest exit. They have to be closer to it or something. Where'd it go? This little icon that popped up to the left of the map. Oh no. I bet you it was just because I was the position I was in. Never mind. Right. Oh yeah, here it is. Was it not over here? Oh, it's because I was up against the side of the... Never mind. The game tricked me. So this icon here gets shifted to the left when the map pops up. So I still click on it. I thought it was like a special, like a map mechanic. I could click on this next to the map, it would take me to the closest exit. But it was just a coincidence. Alright, back to this favorite camp. We have some quests to turn in. The game is making me look like a fool. Between the voices and the map. We got a missive. May they claim your worthless life. So Tarkus Ari is the last of the commanders of the Vendrian Guard. I think there was Matani, there was Florian, both of whom are dead now, and then all that's left is Ari. We're not completely without our senses. We knew Kyros would issue an edict on our valley. Perhaps the Overlord has a sick sense of humor, but I can assure I laughed when I learned the death sentence doomed the Oathbreaker and Puppet equally. I had such low expectations for the servant of the so-called Archon of Justice. Tunon seems little more than a passive stooge that sits on a throne to legitimize the carnage and plunder of the other Archons. The face of prosperity that lets Kyros claim one thing while being another. Would have hoped you actually did serve justice. The notion, not the Archon. But your actions have said otherwise. At least I can thank you for proving my cynicism entirely warranted. If you survive this upcoming slaughter, bear witness that I, Tarkus Ari of the Vendrian Guard, do take responsibility for the actions of my crew. Should my warriors come before the court's axe, tell Tunon they were starving, desperate, and easily manipulated into a struggle that was mine, and not theirs. Sell this lie as well as you would sell the lies of the Overlord. Tarkus Ari, Captain of the Vendrian Guard, Patriot of Apex. I can't reply.
Right.
Fatebinder, the Archons are in the war tent. Let's go turn this in. I believe this guy we have for this quest for also has a shield I'm interested in buying for Barrick. Have you found the iron yet? Isotanis gives you a look full of expectation. Here it is. Good thing the Oathbreakers didn't get their hands on much. I can't tell you what it means to have this back in our hands. I'll make sure to tell my superior about what you've done for the Legion. Need something else. There was this tower shield. How does that compare to... So plus 20 parry, reduced recovery, minus 18 dodge, plus 15 endurance. It's a little pricey. I wish he sold like the entire disfavored set. My heavy armor, not light. Yeah, they might go pick up this shield. I don't know if it's worth buying at this point. We have a decent amount of money, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. Let's go ahead and grab it. Also, we do have stuff to trade. So we probably come out of this neutral anyway. And where is this? We can sell that because we can't learn it because we already have it. We can sell this armor and junk that I don't need. This is better than what he currently has equipped. Let me compare these weapons real quick, because it looks like I may have missed something. Alright, Barrack. Yes, this is better DPS and +4 accuracy. Loses 1 armor penetration. That's okay. How about her? How does this compare? Okay. So we can sell that, and I think that was it. I can look at the great swords compared to my current axe. I just gained 1 armor penetration. Does not seem great. Alright, so we'll solve this thing. Why did I gain... Oh, for the turning in the quest. Alright, let's sell this weapons real fast. Some good money there. Alright.
On it.
Let's go talk to the Archons. Actually, let's see if the Iron Marshal has anything to say. She folds her arms, looking at you expectantly. What is your role in the Disfavored? I'm commander of the Iron Guard, swordmaster of the Disfavored, and captain of the 3rd Boreal Company. Her voice booms loudly as her titles roll off her tongue. Commander of the Iron Guard. Doesn't that make you second in command next to Ash? That I am. She folds her arms, but I view it in a very, very distant second, and I have no plans to outlive the immortal Graven Ash. So while by tradition I am Executor, or I suppose Executrix of the Legion, I hope I never to act on that sacred duty. Have to act. There's a word missing there. Make no mistake, Graven Ash is the mind of the Disfavored, but I am his right hand, a student to his military genius. Where have you seen battle? Let's see. Gates of Judgment, Bastard City, quick jaunt through parts of Haven, then on to Stalwart. She looks up at you with a shrug. And finally here, Vendrian's Well. Quite a tour it's been. Back to my previous questions. What can you tell me about Ascension Hall? Kyros' edict is directing us to take Ascension Hall. That's what the locals call the inner sanctum of the Citadel, built at the base of the mountain spire. She points east, toward the narrow, vertical line of stone that rises above all other points on the horizon. It's also the base camp for the Vendrian Guard, so taking Ascension Hall has always been one of our objectives in putting down this insurrection. But now, we have a life-or-death reason to make that Citadel our one and only focus. Who's the strongest warrior in your cohort? Modesty demands I omit myself, but if I had to form the Legion into one giant phalanx, I'd have Sevius the Younger and Barrack take the corners. Sevius has been at this since before I was born, and Barrack, well, she hesitates. Well, what? I'm neither deaf nor fragile. Say what you're going to say. Don't I say that you're perhaps one of the best warriors in the outfit, but good luck getting you to wear your regulation uniform. You're a good soldier, Barrack, but you know you're a pain in my butt. I'm honored to be assigned one of your finest. The honor is mine. When this campaign is over, I hope you'll accompany me in hanging more Vendrian savages along the road. Think of the stories we'll have to trade. Alright, farewell. Let's see if Sevius has anything new to say. So we progress the plot. Welcome back, Fatebinder. Sevius leans back and crosses his arms. Hellspire? Nope. Alright, let's just go talk to the Archons. Might be worth trying. No, we'll hold off on trading for now. Alright, let's just open this up. Alright, so the voice of Nerat. You don't give these Oathbreakers enough credit. Even beasts can begin to see the patterns in your simpleton strategies. If there's any pattern to my strategies, it's one of relentless victory. The Tearsmen excel at deception, but falter at a fair fight. Probably explains why you surround yourself with them. Who's been more deceitful than your second, Cairn? And wasn't he the expert on siege warfare? What's your plan for dealing with the walls now? Standing pyramid? The Archon of Stone was punished for his actions. If you want to talk guilt by association, I'd be happy to hold you accountable for the collective crimes of the chorus. Any disfavored warrior can take 10 of these hillfolk with a fruit knife. Properly armed, it's not even fair. That's cool. Okay, never mind. I thought he was like... Never mind. Don't worry about what I was thinking.
How can we trust your rabble not to turn at this last moment? How many of your conscripts have family bonds to the Vendrian Guard? It is decided. The disfavored will take the vanguard of the assault. It is the only way to assure success before the edict comes to pass.
Graven Ash's roar pulses your eardrums, his face reddening as he yells.
Oh, you're so young. We can forgive you for being stupid. Without your Archon of Stone to bring down those walls, you're out of your element. Only the chorus has the numbers required to swarm the walls from all sides. We will lead the vanguard of this battle.
The best the chorus could accomplish would be leaving a ramp-shaped pile of corpses propped up against the walls for my warriors to use. Their fortifications are not a concern. Even understaffed, my Earthshakers could breach the masonry in short order.
Another brilliant idea. Cairn's cult is, we're sure, every bit as trustworthy and sane as the late Archon of Stone himself. You did notice the spire at the center of the citadel? Hard to miss it, being only the tallest thing on the horizon and such. Certainly your Earth mages won't do anything stupid like, say, breaking the spire's foundation? What could possibly go wrong?
The voice of Narat lazily twirls his scepter. You hear the voices in your head. We love saying that name, Cairn, just to watch him squirm. Graven Ash had so much hair back before he met us.
I trust them more than I trust your circus of rapists, sellswords, and turncoat tearsmen.
Archon Ash turns his head, and upon seeing you in the tent, relaxes his posture.
Tunon's Fatebinder has arrived.
The war tent falls silent, and all eyes turn to you, expectantly. Yeah, I'm not going to be antagonistic here. Operations in Echo Call Crossing and Trip Nettle Wilderness were successful. Why aren't you two marching toward Ascension Hall?
Nothing would please us more than to be done with this wretched valley. Perhaps if we had more support from the disfavored, and from the court.
Now that we are all assembled, I want reports. The Scarlet Chorus was going to resolve the Oathbreaker presence in the Outer Valley. What became of that?
Yes, what did become of that? We should know already, yet we do not. If we are not mistaken, the Fatebinder played a pivotal role in this operation. Fifth Eye, shed light on this baffling question.
The Fatebinder did indeed assist the chorus, in a fashion. The Oathbreakers were cut down, but the Fatebinder's wrath spared none, and Captain Palox Florian was not taken alive, much to our disappointment. The Fatebinder seems to apply disfavored justice to Florian. Such a waste. I couldn't talk him down. I didn't try very hard. I could have used that subterfuge option, but...
And look what showing them mercy has done for us. My scouts report seeing chorus thugs fleeing your camp, defecting back to the enemy. They are abusing your mercy, and you either don't notice or don't care. The former is negligence, the latter is treachery.
Yeah, they're Oathbreakers. They've abused our mercy once before. We're idiots to think that'll change.
Iron Marshal, I understand we've established a foothold across the Mittani. Report.
Securing the Mittani was a gruesome affair. An agent of the School of Tide still lives, and the river was turned against us. Despite our losses, the day ended in success at Echo Call Crossing. The victory came at a great cost. When it came time to secure the nearby Echo Call village, there was a distressing discovery. The villagers had been stashing iron weaponry, no doubt stolen from our supply lines. My commander Antio wished to burn the village, but the chorus disagreed, and the Fatebinder backed their claim. A few of them got away, but their leader, Captain Matani Sybil, did not. Our spies tell us she was one of the founding members of this insurrection. Her death will no doubt dishearten the Oathbreakers.
One less noble scion of Apex with delusions of relevance. Good riddance.
Have we forgotten why we marched south in the first place? Are we to rule over a sea of corpses? Have you any idea how difficult it is to tax dead people? Your treatment of the locals is short-sighted. We alone follow the commandments of the Overlord.
As if to emphasize his words with a conductor's wand, the voice of Narat flourishes his jeweled scepter in the air. You hear the voices in your head. This is absurd. We aim to bring mercy and peace, while Ash remains fixated on ruthless slaughter. We take the noble path of tolerance, acceptance, forgiveness toward the enemy. While the disfavored would happily see every tearsman in a grave or a cage. And yet, we're seen as the wicked, troublesome one. I mean, if we're just talking about Matani herself... I mean, it's just one life. I mean, I spared the village to give us something to rule over, but Matani was an insurrectionist. She, like, led the rebellion, so... Yeah, I guess this isn't so bad. I don't necessarily like this response. Because it's a lie, for one, because we could have easily captured her after the fight. So I'm going to go with number 1. I don't necessarily like it either. But I'm trying not to be antagonistic. I don't know. I don't like any of these 3 options. And we can safely assume Kyros wants some bloodshed. Otherwise, why send the disfavored?
Sophistry becomes you, Fatebinder. But we think the disfavored was sent to learn from our example. What other reason would the Overlord have for slowing us down with such a burdensome ally? Kyros' Day of Swords approaches, and our allies in the disfavored and the court refuse to work with us. There is clearly only one reason for this. Graven Ash and Tunon have allied against us. You conspire to rob us of our deserved glory!
Emerald-colored trails appear in the air as the Archon madly swings his scepter, gesticulating with growing rage. Hear the voices in your head. We see how it really is. You're all against us. Oh, this guy's paranoid. Should I remain silent here? No. Enough bickering. We're running out of time to take Ascension Hall.
Fatebinder is right. Our survival is at stake. All that matters is taking Ascension Hall. Iron Marshal, ready our troops. Fifth Eye, tell your gangs to cover our flanks.
You will do as we order. You are not to take orders from this addled ponce.
Then the impasse is clear. We both wish for the honor of leading this final assault on the Vendrian Guard. Since Tunon is not here to select the rightful bearer of this honor, we must turn to the Archon's proxy.
With whom do you stand?
The voices of Narat's mask tilt sideways as he lurches forward, wagging his scepter at you. The tent grows quiet as the gathering looks to you in anticipation. You hear the voices in your head. Now is not the time for compromise. One of us will have the honor of completing this glorious conquest. We know you will choose wisely. Well, strategically speaking, I think it would make more sense for the disfavored to be the vanguard. They're heavily armored, they're more disciplined, they would move in a phalanx formation, taking fewer losses than the Scarlet Chorus. At the same time, if the Scarlet Chorus led the charge in a horde, they wouldn't lose the elite of the disfavored, who I think would be more efficient at taking the city anyway, because they could go through the streets, assuming it's like a proper city. I don't know the layout. In their phalanx formations, it would be, they just march to the streets in a phalanx formation and take them out. But it's not about strategy, so I guess that doesn't matter. I assume that I gain wrath with both of them if I choose this. I still think that having the disfavored lead makes more sense. And that also allows for the Earthshakers to tear down the walls instead of the Scarlet Chorus just running over the walls, right? I'm assuming that's what that means, since the Earthshakers are allied with the disfavored. I'm probably reading too much into it. But again, it's a game based on decisions, so I'm trying to make the right one. Huh. I don't know. I'm having a hard time picking this one. Yeah, let's go with neutral. You'll march on the Vendrian Well Citadel together, or not at all.
You test my patience, Fatebinder. We did not ask for a weak compromise that leaves all parties unsatisfied. Whom do you support? Are you going to let the Scarlet Chorus traitors have their way? Or will you stand by Kyros' true disciples, the disfavored?
Okay, so that was an awful decision. Okay. Alright, the disfavored will lead.
You honor us, as I knew you would. You have made the right choice. The disfavored have stood at the forefront of battle since the first days of the war. And now, we have the honor of winning this final battle.
Graven Ash salutes you, his fist striking his breastplate with a thunderous clatter.
Our beloved chorus! We have too many lives to protect. We can't allow your foolish decision to destroy us all!
A brilliant emerald green radiates from the Archon, and the chatter of a busy marketplace seems to fill the tent. The scepter he normally holds as a playful prop is now clutched as a bludgeon, ready to strike. Hear the voices in your head. No, we now work so hard only to be denied our rightful glory in the end. You will die with the disfavored.
You would dare harm me and our guest from the court?
The air crackles with electricity as Graven Ash lifts his maul to strike.
By Kyros' word, this means war! How did it come to this?
You rouse the consciousness to the side of Graven Ash, swatting his hand toward the thinning green mist where the voice in Nerat once stood moments ago. I saw you step in front of me. Thank you.
Just old soldier reflexes. Couldn't be sure if it was trying a simple illusion or a bolt of fire. Either way, needed to be sure my guests didn't perish in my war tent. Wouldn't be able to live that one down.
So I wonder if there was a way to actually do this neutrally. May have had enough favor with both factions, but it seems like every decision favoring one faction gained wrath with the other, so I don't think there's a way to remain neutral throughout this entire affair. Are you sure you wish to go to war against the Chorus?
What other choice am I given? It is clear the voices of Nerat would endanger all of us out of vanity. Besides, we all know when this war is over, someone must rule and protect the Tears. So I will start protecting the Tears from the depravity of the Scarlet Chorus.
I also wonder how this is going to go with Verse. And I wonder if Graven Ash would have reacted the same way had I picked the voices of Nerat. Or if he would have just accepted it. We'll have to take Ascension Hall without the Chorus's help.
Yes, and instead of having false allies on our side, at least we can march on the Citadel knowing full well who is friend and foe. And it goes without saying, the disfavored needs you now for this glorious battle. Please speak with the Iron Marshal. She will give you the specifics of our plan.
Farewell.
The Archon of Secrets left behind one of his spies. Perhaps we should send her back to her master in pieces.
Graven Ash narrows his eyes and points a finger at Verse. Beric's armor makes a discordant sound of iron bending under pressure. Everyone assembled in the room looks at him.
Something to say, Beric?
Ash passes a stone shield a confused look.
Nothing at present, Archon. Forgive the interruption.
Beric looks to you with a vague hope in his otherwise impersonal stare. Verse is with me.
You would harbor the Archon's henchmen in your company? This is aiding and abetting the voices of Nerat. I cannot stand for it.
Yes, you can't tell us about the Scarlet Chorus. Yeah, let's go with subterfuge. Maybe I want the voices to think I'm being carefully observed.
The voices of Nerat knows better. Of that much I can assure you. Whatever deceitful ploy you have in mind, he can think lifetimes ahead of it. You are playing a dangerous game, Binder. If you wish to hold a venomous serpent so close, I will allow you your own self-destruction. Now leave me. When you are ready to join the assault, speak to the Iron Marshal.
Yeah, I'm wondering if I messed something up here. So I was trying to remain neutral between both factions, but I mean, most decisions did lead me to siding with his favor, though not intentional. The Archon of War lets out a long sigh and slowly looks up to make eye contact. What's on your mind? Nothing. Okay, cool. Oops. Alright, I'm surprised none of my companions want to speak after that. By the way, I'm going to call the episode here. In the next one, we will speak to the Iron Marshal, and I guess get ready for the siege on Ascension Hall. What's this? Yep, just the assault on the Citadel left. Unless there's something new around camp. We'll check before we leave. Either way, thanks for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next episode.